Hello friends, in this session we are going to start closer look at methods and classes practical part 1. So we will see all the examples we have already seen in theory part one by one, and we will understand how they are actually operating. So we will start with our overloading of methods. We will create new project, new overload demo project. Then as usual we are going to create package, new package for then class overload that will have your main function. Now we will create one more project, one more class other than this class that is called as overload demo. Name is not same as our Java file, so it is not declared as public. It is a default public access. Then I create here void test method, which will be overloaded. No parameters. Then test method with one integer parameter, void test int a, display this a colon void test for two integer parameters, int a comma int b. Then I print this both. A is equal to A and B, A plus space plus B. And lastly, double void test with one double parameter, void test double A. Then I print here double A colon plus A and A multiplied by A. Now in my main function, I will create object of this overload demo. Overload demo OB is equal to new overload demo. And then double result. This will store my result. So now I call all versions of test. ob.test, then ob.test with one integer parameter, that is 10 if supports. Then ob.test with two integer parameters, 10, 20. And lastly, ob.test with one double parameter, 123.25. And result of ob.test is also printed. Result of ob.test 123.25. I'm printing the result here. Now I will run this code. That will be stored over here. That type should be double. And this will store my double result. Now I will run this program. So first of all, no parameters, test method is called. Then a test with one integer parameter, test with two integer parameter, test with one double parameter, and one with result. Now we will see the second example where automatic type conversion applied to overload. We will close this project. Demo project B. Package for overload demo 2. Here also I create one class called overload, which is having main function. This class is in separate package, separate project, but still I will give it a new name. Why? Because while searching for a class, two classes can be found out at the same time, and I may get confused at that time. So I give it a name as overload 1, which is having main function. So now overload demo 2 class here also test method, no parameters. Then test method with two integer parameters, void test int a comma int b. A and b plus a plus space plus b. Then overload test for double parameter. Try test of double a double a plus a. Then in the main class main function, int I is equal to 58 ob.test ob.test equal to sorry overload demo 2 and ob.test with no parameters, ob.test with 2 parameters, and ob.test with one double parameter 123.25 and ob.test with one integer parameter. As we have seen that when I'm passing the parameter which is not present, which is not declared, automatic type conversion from this integer to double automatic takes place and the double version of test is called. So let's see what happens in this case. I will run this code. So double version of test is called in case my I integer I parameter version is omitted by overloading. So automatic type conversion will take place, but when the type matching, exactly type matching is not there. If type matching is there, directly of course it will be calling that particular type. Now we will see how to overload constructor. Example. We see one more project. Close this project. New Java project. For overloading constructor, I give it the name overload constructor demo. Then I create one package inside this new package for overload constructor D. Then I create new class called overload constructor with public static void new. Now I will create a separate class, box class, that will have all the definitions of overloading constructors. Class box double width double height double depth. Then constructor used with all dimensions are specified. Box double W double H double D. Then width is equal to W, height is equal to H, depth is equal to D. All dimensions. Then one more constructor when no dimensions are specified, that is default constructor, and use -1 to indicate that box is totally uninitialized. So in that case I initialize width with -1, initialize height with -1, and also initialize depth with -1. So -1 to indicate box is uninitialized. Now this constructor is for no dimensions specified. Okay. Then third one, when cube is created, in which whatever double value I am passing, all the width, height, and depth will be initialized to that single double value only. So I create here box double length. Here width is equal to depth is equal to length. All will be initialized to length. This constructor is what? Constructor when cube is created. And lastly, volume method, double volume return width into height. Now in main class, my box 1 is equal to, this is my first object, new box with 3 integer parameters 10, 20, and 50. Next is my box 2 is equal to new box when no dimensions are specified, and my box 3 is equal to box 3 is equal to new box. Okay. One dimension is also specified and all will be initialized to that particular dimension. Now I create double volume. Get volume of first box, volume is equal to my box 1 dot volume, and display that volume of my box 1 is volume. Same way, get volume of second box, volume my box 2 dot volume, and volume of my box 2 is equal to volume. Lastly, my box 3 dot volume and display volume of box 3. So depending upon the parameters and number of parameters, types of parameters, compiler will decide which overloaded constructor should I call. So now we will run this method, run this program. First case, 3 integer parameters constructor, 3 double parameters constructor is called. Then no parameters, and then 1 parameter constructor is called. Now we will see using object as a parameter. Close this project. Find new Java project. Obj as parameter project. Create a package. create a package, new package, new class. Pass object. Now I'm creating one class test int a comma b test I comma int g. So this is the parameterized constructor for this class. A is initialized to I and b is initialized to g. Now I create one method boolean equals if O is equal to invoking object. This method is called if past object is equal to invoking object. If O dot A is equal to A and O dot B is equal to B, return true. Else return false. Past object test object 1 is equal to new test 100 test. Second object same as the first object 100 comma 22 and test object 3 is equal to new text -1 comma -1. Now I will print if all are equal. Object 1 equal to object 2 and result is object 1 is equal to object 2 first method. And object 1 equal to object 3 OB1 equals OB3. It will display me the result. First object and second object is same and first object and third object is not same. So in this way we saw some examples related to constructor overloading. In the next session we will see the remaining topics. So meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.